Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe Two and Love, here to your Clash at the Castle WWE review for June 15th, 2024 edition. Haha. But yeah, Clash at the Castle was yesterday, so I planned to do it a bit earlier, but circumstance happened. But nonetheless, here today to record. The day after for Clash Castle, which was a solid show. Nothing very spectacular, but what transpired was pretty unique, I'd say. So, they were in the UK, particularly Scotland, and so it's interesting because they had three challengers, technically four, that of the UK, and what made feel good moments. And we did get one feel-good moment out of those three challengers, but it was not who people expected, I think, because we had Piper Niven challenging Bayley for the Women's Championship on SmackDown. We had Alba Fyre and Isla challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And then we had Drew McIntyre in the main event challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship against Damien Priest. Now, I think a lot of people are open, this for Drew to have a moment, but then he thought about CM Punk and well, if there's one person to take away that moment and to build more intrigue to their feud and eventual match, then it'd be CM Punk. So, first of all, Isla and Alba Free, whichever you want to say her name, they won the Women's Tag Team Championships. So, there's that point on. But as I mentioned about CM Punk, the way it happened was great. And then, as McIntyre got punked, basically, because so the referee went down. I'll basically mention it, and we'll go over the rest of the match as well later, but yeah, just the way it happened was great. So, referee was knocked down. McIntyre hit a Claymore on Damien Priest. And, of course, Priest down for count, but no referee. So, all of a sudden, the ref chimes in. And you could already tell with the back of his head that pretty familiar. So then starts counting 1, 2, and then you see here the crowd's reaction, and then Drew McIntyre's face once he locks eyes with the official, and then all of a sudden it shows CM Punk in a referee shirt with count 2 And, you know, Drew is in since he got hit with a low blow. And then conveniently the ref comes to, and then Priest retains without the having chokes on him. So, you know, so right away you can tell because people were pissed, clearly, about Drew not going over. Drew not at least having this moment. Now, like I mentioned, it builds towards a feud. Adds more intrigue, adds more build. B, Gunther, again, won the King of the Ring, is lined up for a World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. And you know Gunther is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. You just know. The question is who? And the reality is, Drew's a heel. And, I mean, if Drew was going to win the title here, Priest would have had to win the title back just to lose it to Gunther in a transitional way. But that's not the case. Or someone else that's babyface right now on Raw. But to just slot them in very quickly to lose to Gunther wouldn't be right. But in the end, it was the right decision. You know, Priest, besides, they're kind of pushing Priest as that tweener-esque champion on Raw. You know, yes, he's the leader of Judgment Day, but, you know, excuse me, they've been trying to push him as the on his own type of deal. And was the case as Priest won here, and the only question is where does it go from here into SummerSlam? Because we know Priest retained, he's gonna face Gunther at SummerSlam. So where does that take him for Money in the Bank? We'll certainly see. But nonetheless, very good ending, certainly, which you can't appreciate. Isla Dawn and Alba won the women's tag team titles. Weren't too familiar with them on NXT, but, you know, again, coming to a main roster, they kind of had an act together, and then, you know, at first it kind of felt like that they were kind of on here just because, you know, it's in the UK. But in the end, them winning the titles posed a new an interesting dilemma because they love Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And you just knew based on their appearances as tag team champions, they loved the role of having them on both shows. Now, fact is, they lost the tag team titles. You know, it begs the question now, with SummerSlam on the horizon, do we get this match potentially at SummerSlam? You know, one of them blames the other. One of them turns heel on each other, on the other, and they wound up doing this match at SummerSlam. It's certainly an idea, but yeah, it poses an interesting dilemma with the outcome of this match because neither one took the fall. I mean, Dawn pinned Shayna Bazler, and we'll see. But yeah, besides that, there wasn't a lot going into or coming out of Clash Castle. We have 5 solid matches on the card, which talk about them as much as we can. But nonetheless, thank you all for joining me. Of course, if you're new, haven't subscribed already, please do so on the podcast. And yeah, let's get started. Let's get rolling. So, Clash of the Castle started off with the I Quit match for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Seriously, it still does not need to be undisputed. I'll keep preaching that. Keep preaching. But, so, between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. Now, a couple weeks ago, well, first of all, the timing of this is a little odd. Or was a little odd because they had a great match at Backlash, and then come King of the Ring, it becomes, or King, Queen of the Ring, it's Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. And you know, maybe Saudi wanted Logan Paul versus Cody. Maybe that's why they went to it, but then they get to this match and then, or they had that match. AJ Styles fakes retirement, attacks Cody, and then we get this match here, this I Quit match for the WWE Championship. Now, there is a number of speculation I saw floating around about one of these, if not both, world titles flip-flopping going into SummerSlam because the unknownness of plans. Particularly this, you know, it's like we could potentially get Cody versus Randy at SummerSlam, especially based on what happened after. But Cody versus Randy at SummerSlam, but as a reminder, bank, you know, AJ wins here and then could do a third match at Money in the Bank. Cody wins it back. Then we move on from there. And part of me, when Cody's mom came to Money in the Bank, part of me thought that we could potentially get a new WWE champion at Clash Castle. I don't know, just maybe you're throwing in the towel, so to speak, or something in this match, or I don't know, but just some speculation, but nonetheless, it wasn't to be, as Cody won here. Now, it was a fun match with a so-so ending. You know, and it just begs the question what happens next. But it was a fun match. I don't think it was as good as their match at Backlash. But nonetheless, Cody retains as AJ says, I quit. So, you know, there was kendo sticks, there was handcuffs involved, there was table set up. Both guys were busted open at one point. There was one brutal spot as AJ went for a phenomenal forearm, but caught a chair to the dome and then fell on the apron to fall into a table, which was a bit of a scary-ish spot for AJ, but nonetheless, more like the landing, but either way, and I saw memes of it. Anyway, so the end came here, so Cody hit a few crossroads, and then I mentioned handcuffs. AJ was handcuffed to the ropes, and Cody hit AJ with a chair a number of times, you know, trying to get him to quit. Funny thing early in the match when AJ and Cody's mom had a bit of a war of words, so that was hilarious. So that's when I started thinking, you know, could we get that? But nope. Anyway, so the end of the match. Again, so ending. So Cody grabbed the steps, and you know, I mentioned AJ was in the corner, and he was handcuffed to ropes, and Cody looked like he was about to nail him in the head with the steel steps, but AJ then abruptly said, I quit. And then got hit with the steps. Still, bit of a callback to Jade. Definitely a more brutal I quit match. JBL and John Cena at Judgment Day in 2005 when Cena was about to hit JBL with a big muffler looking thing or object from the limousine. And, you know, both were badly busted open, and JBL said I quit, thinking that he would not be hit with this object, but nonetheless, Cena hit him with it anyway. But yeah, I can definitely say that it was a callback to that spot. Obviously, the match wasn't as real, and the ending, though, you know, again, also, the I Quit matches in the PG era definitely take a bit of a toll, you know, or they're different as opposed to the ones prior. Albeit the I Quit match between Edge and Finn Balor from a couple years ago, that was fun. But yeah, this one, not really, just wasn't great, is my thinking. And now, the other thing, well, like I said, was next, because this match I think needed to be an I Quit match. And AJ, after saying I quit, definitely is not going to get another match. Now, after the match, so Sikoa and the Bloodline, they attacked Cody, only to be saved by Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, who is eyeing up the WWE Championship after. So, it's interesting because I saw reports of potentially Cody for solo in the future, and I don't think anyone is geared up for that match or really interested in that match. You know, I like Solo, but clearly he is not ready for that spot. He's just not. You know, was the enforcer for the Bloodline. Now, he's, yes, the head of the table in Roman Reigns' absence, but honestly, just does not feel ready. And, you know, that's a bit of an indictment, because when, you know, you're prompted next to Roman Reigns and the Usos and Paul Heyman and the Bloodline, you have expectations and you have faith in you. And so Solo did his part for being the enforcer for the Bloodline, but to be honest, you know, yeah, he does not feel ready for a WWE Championship opportunity just anytime soon. It just does not feel like it. It's like clearly Cody, heck, even Cody versus Kevin Owens is a better match than Cody versus Solo. But the two big matches lined up for Cody as far as his run are him versus Randy, potentially at SummerSlam. You know, with the news of The Rock now injuring his elbow, you know, while filming his movie, may be more likely that we get Cody versus Randy at SummerSlam. And then, who knows, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, up to WrestleMania. Maybe we get Cody versus Rock there, but we'll see. Other than that, like I said, this match was fine. It just did not feel like an I Quit match was really warranted. Next up, triple threat match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Isla and Alba Fyre versus Shayna Bazler and Zoey Sark versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Now, this match was definitely not as good as the I Quit match. The I Quit match was good, but this match kind of felt kind of off. And it's hard to talk about a Jade Cargill match these days because the criticism and the stigma about her so right now, but nonetheless, just the styles and kind of how this match was, it did not really deliver. But like I said, it was really the good feel moments of the show as far as the hometown or home country talent, because Alba and Alba Fyre won this match, and as Dawn hit a big knee to Bazler after there was chaos in the middle ring, she covered her for the 1, 2, 3, and for the win. We have new women's tag team champions. So it's certainly interesting to see how this match unfolds, potentially between Bianca and Jade. We'll see. Now, where does Alba and Isla go from here? I don't know, because honestly, women's tag team championships just feel there. And they aren't as beloved, similarly to the WWE, as Bianca and Jade. So it's like, I don't know. But nonetheless, cool moment, and congrats to Isla and Alba. Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. This was another match on the card where felt like, in a weird way, it could go either way, because this was Chad Gable's 5th opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship in the last calendar year? And he lost. It's like there were so many modifiers in this match you're curious about. It's like, would Otis finally get his comeuppance against Chad Gable? Would something backfire and Chad Gable ultimately wins the Intercontinental Championship finally? Because, to be honest, I felt bad for Sami, because Sami Zayn, honestly, looking back, still does not feel like the guy that should have broken the streak of the Intercontinental title reign for Gunther. And to be honest, since the story's been about Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy. And it's like, is Chad gonna get his run or not? I mean, but saw a match here. So there was some miscommunication with Maxine Dupree and Gable, but Gable won or hit a Chaos Theory suplex on Sami for a near fall. So Maxine got knocked down and she was favoring her ankle vastly, and Otis just looked conflicted. Chad wanted to, well, first he wanted Maxine to hit Sami in the head with the intercontinental belt while the referee was distracted. That was not the case. And then as Maxine was hurt and Otis was right in front of Sami, he wanted him to attack Sami and ultimately give an advantage to Gable, but instead Otis went the other way, went to Maxine to her aid and carried her out of ringside. And well, Gable was perplexed. Sami took advantage and hit a luva kick on Gable. 1, 2, 3, and Sami Zayn retains. So, and you just saw with Chad Gable's face, is like, yeah, he's incensed. It's like, what else does he have to do to potentially win the IC title? But, or maybe Chad just finally snaps and we potentially get the Creed brothers brought in for a new Alpha Academy. Who knows? But yeah. But Sami Zayn retains in a solid match against Chad Gable. They always work very well, certainly the chemistry. Piper Niven versus Bayley. Piper Niven, certainly good talent. Now, in a weird way with this match, certainly felt like with Piper, she was brought in as just a placeholder opponent, because Nia Jax is going to get her opportunity at SummerSlam. So, yeah, and like I said, Piper from the UK, but this was a decent match. So, yeah, so Bayley at one point hit Avalanche Bayley of belly. Chelsea Green was hilarious. Her antics and, just the way she adds to the act. And yeah. But so Bayley won, retained here with a crucifix bomb off to Piper. 1, 2, 3. And she retained. So yeah, Bayley continues to run. I love Bayley, but we can certainly say the run has felt not quite kind of what we expected. And this kind of again, an issue with babyface champions. You know, it's like the payoff, okay, but after, sometimes. Because, yeah, you know, we were grateful for her that she won a Royal Rumble and getting a revenge against Damage Control, ultimately being Io Sky at WrestleMania. That was a great moment. But yeah. Then we get to the main event. Drew McIntyre, Damien Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Drew McIntyre, we knew the reception was going to be great, was going to be fantastic. You know, honestly, what you can say. You know, it's like at Clash of the Castle back in 2022, he was screwed. And even if it was for a transitional title reign, you were curious if Drew just was going to have his moment. You know, even if it was going to be for like a few weeks or so. So, Drew beat Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw, meaning the Judgment Day would be banned from ringside. So, I guess this kind of played into more because, you know, with the Judgment Day banned from ringside, how else could McIntyre look strong and Priest retain? Well, figured out. Although, it's funny to think that R-Truth, you know, was also banned. In essence, you know, we didn't see him because, you know, he considers himself a part of Judgment Day. Well, saw a match. We did have a scary moment. It's like we did have some off moments on the show. You know, Jade slipping on the top rope during her match. This match as well. So, one spot. So, Priest went for a tope over the top, and his leg, his ankle, his foot got caught in between the middle and the top rope. So it was kind of wedged there for a little bit, and he was just hanging upside down for a bit, but Drew great impromptu actions, you know, on the attack, taking advantage. Glad that Priest didn't bang his head on the floor area or the apron, because that would have made it probably worse. But yeah, Priest did say his ankle felt messed up at the press conference. We'll probably hear more, but at least he seems okay, because yeah, that was not great to see. So McIntyre hit a Claymore that sent Priest in Timekeeper's area. Priest would follow up with a big lariat inside the middle ring for a near fall. Drew would hit the Future Shock DT, but that was enough. Priest, then with a great deal of athleticism for the big guy, he hit a top rope her Corona, but then McIntyre follow up with a Claymore in the middle of the ring, but Priest would kick out. And Clash and McIntyre was stunned. So, coincidentally, they were in the corner, and referee got knocked down. So, righty there. So, ref gets knocked down, and then Priest goes for the South Ave and chokes him. But McIntyre counters and powers off, goes off the ropes, and hits Claymore, and goes to recover, and you could hear the Clash crowd, counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. So then finally, they cut to this wide shot. And that's what made it hilarious. This wide shot. But, it wouldn't have made it too obvious if they went to the ramp area. But they cut to this wide shot. It's like, you hear the reaction, okay, there's a referee. He makes it in, and he counts 1, 2, and then you're like, see the back of his head, kind of get the feel, and then you hear the crowd's reaction, you see Drew's reaction, and all of a sudden they flip it, and then it's CM Punk in a referee shirt, and he tells Drew that it was only 2. And then, like I said, Drew was pissed. He was incensed. Going after Punk. Punk laid in a devastating low blow. Trots out of the ring. He celebrates with some fans. Some CM Punk fans in the front row. And then conveniently the ref comes to. Priest hits the South Ave and chokes him. 1, 2, 3. The crowd is silent. And Damien Priest retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Very good match. The ending was hilarious and great. I mean, obviously, it's Sutter, it's like they were so expecting, McIntyre to have his moment after being screwed at Clash of the Castle in 2022. That was not the case. Or that was the case this time, as he got screwed again. And oh man, it was funny when you look at the video and then you see that Punk took Jess Carr's referee shirt and used it to travel to the arena, and it was hilarious, just hilarious. But yeah, so good stuff at Clash of Castle. Again, nothing too spectacular new, nothing too off the charts, but still very good. I thought it was Clash of Castle. And yeah, not much in that, but anyways, guys, thank you guys for joining me for this Clash of Castle review for 2024. Subscribe if you guys liked it. Hit the like button. Leave a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any suggestions, comments, feedback, etc. But thank you guys all. Be safe. I'll see you guys next time for talk about AEW, and then SmackDown following with Collision. But yeah, thank you guys all. Happy Father's Day weekend to everybody out there. Peace, love, hugs. I'm Joe Turn Love. Peace.